Hello everyone in Pura Vida. I'm speaking to you from the beautiful country of Costa Rica. I am here together with my family, my husband, and two of my three kids for a summer trip. And I thought I would share with you some of the learnings, some of the mistakes and the learnings that we've experienced, so that therefore you can have a wonderful experience here at Costa Rica. But before that, I'd like to say thank you for the 103 subscribers. I really appreciate each and every one of you, and the reason why I make these videos is so that I can share my journey with you, and I hope you're finding value. If you haven't yet, please share, like, and subscribe, and grow our community. Again, I really appreciate each and every one of you. It makes me inspired and happy to make these videos. Without further ado, I'm going to share with you some of the learnings that we've experienced here in traveling in Costa Rica. So the first mistake that I'd like to share with you is accommodation. So the best advice that I can give you is to plan ahead. I think one of the mistakes that we made here coming to Costa Rica is that we stayed in one place. We chose Playa del Coco, or Coco Beach, in July 2024. It's close to the airport, it's close to the beach, but Costa Rica is meant to be explored. You know, it's such a diverse country when it comes to their ecosystem, lots of adventure, and they're not concentrated in one place, so you really need to travel. Maybe if we are to do it again, I'll probably stay some days here in Coco Beach area, and then maybe La Fortuna, and maybe Monteverde, and maybe in Manuel Antonio area down south. We stayed here for 2 weeks, but three nights out of that 2 weeks, we basically stayed two nights in La Fortuna and then one night in Monteverde. The good side though, it's so nice to have a home to come home to. You have one base. This experience that I'm sharing with you is from our perspective. Of course, you're free to do however you want to plan your Costa Rica trip. Second thing is transportation. So it's very expensive here in Costa Rica. And you're going to be hearing that a lot from me. So when we rented a car, there's two insurances that you have to get. One is the default insurance, which is the third-party liability. And the second one is basically the collision, damage and collision. So we definitely have to take the mandatory one because we have to. As for the collision and damage, we do have coverage from our credit card company, so therefore we skip that. However though, you need to come prepared if you are choosing to go with that route, is to have a document ready from your credit card company, print it out, or if you have it in email, save your email. And so when you do get your car, rental car, is that you have to show to them that you do have that coverage, because if you don't show proof that you do have that coverage, they're not going to release the car, they're not going to rent the car to you. So something to keep in mind. And yeah, because otherwise you're going to be paying a lot of money. And again, you're going to hear this a lot from me as well throughout this video. Is that we're budget travelers as well. You know, we try to save as much money as we can. But again, we're four of us traveling, and if there's a way for us to not compromise the experience but still have the best value for the money that we're spending, we will definitely do that. And here at Playa del Coco, there are buses, public transportation that you can take. There's also some private companies that you can contact to arrange transportation for you. So there are options for you in case you want to do that. Just to keep in mind, in driving is another wonderful or adventure experience that you're gonna have to experience here at Costa Rica, because there's paved roads and there's rough roads. Even though they're paved, there are potholes, and they can be as big as like craters. They're deep. You can be driving smoothly, and then all of a sudden there's these potholes that you have to experience and maneuver and avoid. The other thing is that there are surprise speed bumps. Surprise speed bumps, because the paint or the color of the speed bumps is basically has faded, and there's no signs. So basically you could be driving and then all of a sudden you have the speed bumps that you're gonna have to encounter. But we find that the speed bumps are common in school zones. So when you are approaching school zones, be prepared to have speed bumps. The other thing as well is GPS. We used Google Map in the beginning of our trip until we encounter some challenges when it comes to following a route. We're heading into Tamarindo, and then the GPS took us to cross a river. We basically stopped, turn back, and just do other things because there's just no way for us to cross the river just to get to Tamarindo. When we were doing our research, we learned that we can use Waze, which is something that was amazing because people have used the same app, and then they've shared their routes, which was very helpful. We did it in Tamarindo, in Monteverde, in La Fortuna, and that was amazing because we avoided some rough roads. And heading into Monteverde, it's rough road, but there's another section, usually it takes you longer to avoid these rough roads, but it's worth it because otherwise your car can break, right? So definitely Waze, have that ready as well. Food. So we have in our Airbnb, we do have a kitchen. Airbnb is amazing when it comes to the comforts of home. It's a fully equipped kitchen, so we did cook a lot. And yes, Costa Rica is expensive. So if you are buying tourist food, so it's going to cost you more. We love to eat local foods, and we love to support the local shops and mom and pop shops. So we ate a lot of cascados, which is the local food here in Costa. Your rice, your beans, your salad, and your proteins and plantains. So it's so yummy. I never get tired of it. I can eat it every day. I just had one this afternoon. So that saved us a lot of money, and it's only 3,000 to 3,500 colones. And basically the gauge for conversion is, if you want to convert it into US dollars, which I will talk more later as well, is that you just times 2 it. So for example, if the cost of 3,000 colones times 2 is basically $6 US. So for us, sometimes we order bottled water or drinks, or we just use tap water. We just spend like 15 to 16,000 colones, which is like 32 US dollars. So it saves us a lot of money. But if you choose to, have like tourist foods, hamburgers, pizza, steak, seafoods and all that, pasta, then be prepared to spend more. We really enjoyed it. It's very healthy as well, so really appreciate the Costa Rican food, and it's really delicious. A typical day will be like breakfast. We would have it at home. We prepare our own breakfast, and then we go out, do our adventure, and then have lunch outside. And then at night, it gets dark early here in Costa Rica. Usually at 6 o'clock it starts to get dark. We would go home. If we have time, we would cook quick meal like pasta and whatnot. Or if we don't have time, it's getting late and we're hungry, we just buy roasted chicken at the grocery store, and we ate a lot of it because it's so easy and it's so affordable as well. For 4,850 colones, around that much, less than $10 US, you can have the whole piece of roasted chicken, and it feeds all of us. And then I just usually buy just salads and some desserts, and we eat at home, and it was fine. So basically that's our typical day when it comes to food. So I would recommend for food, go for local food. You will definitely enjoy it, and you'll get the best value for your money. Next is attractions. The thing with Costa Rica is be prepared to pay money when it comes to doing adventure. If you want to do zip lining, if you want to do hot thermal springs, hot baths, national parks, beaches are free. You just pay for parking, and usually you pay the guy that's watching your stuff. An example would be going to a park. I'm gonna share the prices because they vary, but you're looking at about 30 US dollars, or sometimes less if it's a national park, depending on where you're going. Tour guide, I would definitely recommend a tour guide when you're going to a park. From our experience, if we didn't have a tour guide, we'll probably just breeze through the trail. But the tour guide is able to spot the plants, the animals, the indigenous connections, really a lot of learning. And it's really great that you're learning together with your family or with your group. So definitely recommend it. The price that you pay, depending again on the park, it could range from 16 to 30 US dollars, and then usually you just give, like, we would give a tip at the end. There are free activities that you can do. So for example, we did a hot springs that's free as well. We did the hot thermales, or relaxation thermales, something like that. In La Fortuna, it was really cheap. I think it was only 10 US dollars. So you don't really need to spend a lot of money. If you want to do like activities, there are other activities that's really affordable and where locals go. And that's the thing as well. Ask the locals. When we do go to restaurants, we ask the locals what's the recommendation when it comes to the best place to go, and they will tell you, and they will connect you to the right place. There are expensive ones, and there's so many adventures. You can go for coffee, chocolate tours, even accommodations. There are really expensive ones. For example, the Tabacon. If you have the budget, go for it. But if you really want to do it the budget-friendly trip in Costa Rica, you can. So for example, in Monteverde, there's a lot of backpackers. So there you can get like hostels. You can just pay for the bed, and yeah, they're affordable, and it comes with free breakfast, just like the ones that we stayed at. So again, there are a variety of options that you can do here in Costa Rica, and it's really up to you, and it depends on your budget. This is my favorite one, essential items. So in essential items, what I would recommend or must-haves is definitely, I'm gonna start with the bag. This is a waterproof bag. It's very useful when you're not only when you're going to the beach, but when you're going to the park. It rains a lot here in Costa Rica, so it could be sunny right now, and then in a few minutes it's just gonna rain. And if you're doing your walks or doing your activities, this is very useful in having a waterproof bag because your stuff will not get wet. I really appreciate this a lot. When we were in the La Fortuna, the free hot springs, we had nowhere to put our stuff. So basically it's free. It's like it's like in a forest. So you just put your stuff anywhere, and the fact that it's waterproof, I just really tied it to a tree to keep it safe, and off we go. I really appreciate it a lot. Next is sunscreen. So sunscreen here is expensive. What I did before leaving is I bought the big bottle of sunscreen, and I divided it into mini ones. So each one of us have one tiny bottle of sunscreen, and it's more than enough for us. We haven't even finished a bottle yet. So I would recommend to bring sunscreen with you because it's pricey here. Anything that is imported, for example, I'm from Canada, anything that is imported from North America, I find that they're expensive here. Bug spray. So bug spray, yes, bring your bug spray because there's a lot of bugs here. I have actually a lot of bites here. This is from my bag. I have another bottle which I keep in my green bag, and this one as well. It's very handy because sometimes you're going out for dinner, or you're going out of, just you're going for a walk, or you're going to a park and you need to spray. This tiny bottle is very, very handy. I love my sun hat. Bring a sun hat, bring a cap, because again, it's very hot. And the great thing about the sun hat is that if you're going to the park and you're exploring, and sometimes there are some bugs or spiders that will fall on your head, so when you have a hat, you're protected. Cell phone case, the plastic one, because you're going to the beach, or again, it rains, so your phone will not get wet. Quick dry towel, so it's very handy as well when you're at the beach, and again, when it's raining and you want to dry yourself, it's very useful. The bottle. You've probably seen this on some of my journeys, some of my caminos. I love this because there's a filter inside, and I can just take water wherever I go. Not sponsored, by the way. But yeah, I take this with me. I just refill it with tap water, and then I always have water with me, so stay hydrated because again, we sweat a lot here. Sorry, the birds are also joining my vlog. I hope you can hear me. They're over there. We also have this stainless one, so it keeps the water cold as well. I don't have it with me is poncho, because again, if you are doing your tours and it rains, poncho is a must. It was very handy when we were in La Fortuna. It basically rained, so having the poncho was very helpful. I think this is a mistake for us. When we were in Hawaii and Dominican Republic, I got burned, or we got burned, so aloe vera was a savior for us. It's never used here. It's still full because we didn't go to the beach as much, but even if we did, we didn't really get burned, so that's such a good thing. So maybe, I don't know, something you want to skip over, maybe bring something, maybe a little one. Clothing, no need to bring a lot of clothing here. As you can see, I'm wearing my tank top. It's hot, it's ready. Bring some loose items, maybe something for hiking. Definitely bring running shoes or closed-toe shoes, because some parks you need to wear your shoes. You can't wear sandals, so you have to bring your shoes. Bring swimming clothes, bring your home clothes, of course, and bring something maybe to go out of town if you want to have a nice dinner. Quick dry clothes as much as possible, because again, you will sweat a lot, and if you're wearing cotton, it's just gonna get drenched in sweat. So that's something that I would recommend. Money. Bring both colones and US dollar. They do accept US dollar here as well. The birds are loud. It's widely accepted. So basically what they do is, for example, if you want to pay in dollars and the amount of colones is 8,000 colones, they will just say, okay, it's $16, so just times 2, and they will give you colones change back. However, in Monteverde, US dollars is widely used, and they will give you US dollars as a change. So something to keep in mind. And they also accept any Visa, any major credit cards, MasterCards and all that. They do have the tap option. I use my phone, I use my Apple Pay, so that works as well. Locals, very friendly. They're amazing. They always have a smile on their face. I never felt that we're not welcome here. Here to help you, and when you ask them questions, and they're happy to answer it and really guide you. So yeah, we feel welcome here. And you know, talk to them and have a chat with them, and that's what we do all the time. We ask them for their recommendation, if there's any places to go or anything for restaurants, and they're happy to help you. We are very happy with our stay at Costa Rica. So I hope that through my sharing, the tips that I've shared with you, you find it valuable. And the birds as well, chirping, joining my vlog. I hope you can hear me. We love our stay here, and we're so happy we chose to spend our summer vacation here. I highly recommend, especially if you have kids. I think it's really a great way to introduce them to Mother Nature, really see the value of, you know, the biodiversity in our ecosystem. It's just amazing, and a lot of these things are, you know, there's, you know, global threat. You know, there's an estimation that they're not going to last long. So for example, in Monteverde cloud forest, we learned that there's only 60 years left for them to have this cloud forest until it turns into rainforest. So, you know, it's really worth visiting. And I hope that your visit here at Costa Rica will be as enjoyable as what we've experienced here. Thank you for coming along with me, and I hope again you enjoyed this journey and you enjoyed this video. If you haven't yet, please share, like, and subscribe, and smile, sleep, travel. Appreciate you guys. Until the next video, bye. Mwah.